going on, YouTube? What's going on, fellow fantasy people? And of course, what is up, the Catch fam? We are here to do a little special episode. We have got Steven in the house. What's going on, man?
What's man? How about you?
Living the dream, man. Ready to hop into our top players, rookie players, that is, at each position offensively. So our top rookie quarterback, top rookie running back, top rookie receiver, and top rookie tight end. Some of these probably you could already guess, but we want to debate them and kind of bring up, how impactful they're going to be to fantasy overall, as well as how impactful they're going to be to their respective teams. So nonetheless, let's hop right into it, man. I think we're going to kick it off with, I think everyone's top rookie running back, maybe everyone's top rookie overall, and that of Najee Harris. So I'll let you kick it off because I think you're pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, Najee Harris. I mean, he's going to be a complete three-down back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have showed that they are a lot better than a lot of people thought they might be throughout preseason. Najee's looked explosive, fast, burning out big runs. I mean, he's getting the ball on every single play, it seems like, throughout preseason. He's had huge glowing reports coming out of training camp. His ADP hasn't risen a ton since this whole mock draft process started, but I think you're getting him right where you need him, right at the end of the first round, start of the second round. And if you can get him as your second running back or your second player off the board, you are locked and loaded, baby, going for a good draft.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and I think it's kind of crazy because, a lot of the consensus right now is that Najee Harris has to be an RB2 on your squad, but honestly, if Najee Harris is my RB1, I wouldn't be that upset, especially in deeper leagues. I'm playing in a 20-man league this year. I would not be upset whatsoever if Najee Harris is my RB1, but nonetheless, I absolutely agree that at the RB2 roster spot, this is about as valuable as the guys you're going to get. The Pittsburgh Steelers, from a fantasy perspective, at the running back position, have the third easiest schedule overall, or easiest strength of schedule. And I mean, dude, they're going to feed this guy. I mean, that's what the Steelers do. I think he's going to be easily a top 10 running back on the year. So I'm all for him. You guys know that I've gone out and gotten him. So
yeah, I can already see him burning up the Cincinnati Bengals now, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let's move on to the receiver position. Shout out to the Eagles, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. We've got Devonta Smith right here, man. I think some people have some hesitations on Devonta Smith, especially, with the way that the Eagles season ended last year. You saw a lot of different receivers and tight ends kind of step up, trying to be that wide receiver one. So what makes you so confident in the fact that Devonta Smith is going to be able to come out and be the wide receiver one for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, I think the only thing really holding him back was the injury he kind of had in training camp and bled into preseason, but he's showed and he's come back and he's been playing, and that's a good sign for sure, because where you can get him in drafts right now is super late. But to answer your question, basically, I mean, it was like three guys that were really kind of the head stars at receivers: Waddle, it was Smith, and it was Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has taken a pretty drastic step back in training camp and preseason. He's been dreadful, to be honest, and he's off my draft boards completely. I understand if people want to take the shot, but he's off my board. Jalen Waddle, he's got a loaded receiving core. So many other people there, still dependent on Tua, who is your guy. But you know what? I'm going to go with Devonta Smith, who's got the chemistry with Jalen Hurts from back in college. He's also really the only guy there, and he is a dog. He can route run with the best of them. He can catch with the best of them. This guy was a Heisman winner at wide receiver. I mean, that doesn't happen. Let's not knock this guy. The only reason he wasn't drafted the first at receiver was because he was lengthy, had that KD kind of build. Man, this guy's going to rip up the league. I can already see it now. And he's going to get serious target volume.
Yeah, currently looking at your wide receiver number 31 on average. ADP is going around 81 overall. He's moved up, pretty significantly from earlier in the offseason / preseason. And I expect him to get a lot of that wide receiver one volume. I certainly agree with you. Last note I'll leave on with Devonta Smith is he absolutely burnt cornerback Michael Jackson, who I always get on my fantasy or not my fantasy teams, but my Madden teams, just because his name is Michael Jackson. So shout out to our guy Michael Jackson on the Patriots, who got absolutely burnt on a route by Devonta Smith in preseason. So I certainly agree with you. I think he's going to have a fantastic year and a big fantasy steal, I think, with where you can target him. So let's
Yep.
talk about another player at a different position, that of the tight end position. I think this is pretty obvious as well with us having Kyle Pitts here. But this is someone who you're not going to be able to target at a feasible area of the draft. You're going to have to make this.
You're gonna have to jump.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious to get, I mean, we've discussed Kyle Pitts a bit, on this channel, but overall, I'm curious to see where you stand. I mean, it's August 27th. It's like prime drafting time right now. So I'm interested
Yeah.
to see where you're at with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, man, I actually haven't gone really up or down on Kyle Pitts, and I think that's a good thing because coming out of college, he was ranked as like the greatest thing since sliced bread and butter, baby. So I mean, honestly, nothing bad has come out about training camp. You've seen these highlights where he's like catching one-handed touchdown passes, and he can do it all. And I get it, when you're kind of like estimating how a player is going to project out for the season at tight end, it's a little bit risky. I know you're kind of sketch about rookies in general, but the
I
thing
am.
is Kyle Pitts just isn't a tight end. He's also a wide receiver. And I think with Julio leaving, that leaves a gaping hole for targets. And I think Kyle Pitts provides a serious protection asset to Matt Ryan in a pass friendly offense. And I just see a lot of talent and a lot of explosion in this guy. And I see a lot of touchdown upside too. But with that said, he can, in some drafts, he might go in the fifth round. I'm typically waiting to the sixth round. And if he's there, then I'm taking him.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the price is right, you certainly can't pass on this guy. And I think if you have any doubts, like I do, and it's hard to really, certify those doubts. There's other guys available later that I would
Mhm.
rather go out and get. But nonetheless, if you have doubts, Matt Ryan likes to target the tight end. He has shown that throughout his career. And I think with the departure of Julio Jones, I mean, as good as Calvin Ridley's going to be this year, I think Matt Ryan is going to kind of want someone else to feed, right? Someone to kind of replace that gaping hole that Julio's going to leave. So I can certainly see Kyle Pitts coming out and having a phenomenal rookie year. And granted that I'm probably not going to draft him, he probably will come out and have a phenomenal year, and he won't be on my fantasy team. So, uh,
Yeah, I mean, and it really does come down to the fact that I think everybody agrees he's the best tight end
sure.
at the rookie,
Sure.
as a rookie. But it really depends on when you're trying to reach for your first tight end.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the quarterback position where you are putting Justin Fields here, right?
I know, despite my love for Trey Lance. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who to
Yeah.
put here, man. I think I agree with you in terms of
Hmm.
value because I think that Justin Fields is the most likely candidate to start right away. And I know that sounds weird because Matt Nagy has come out like a couple times and said that Andy Dalton is our starter, and Andy Dalton is a viable starter to let a rookie sit behind. But for whatever reason, I just feel like the Bears are going to come out and play poorly, and they're going to have that pressure of needing
Hmm.
to put Justin Fields on the field far before a very complete team like the San Francisco 49ers is going to potentially have with Jimmy Garoppolo out there, right? And part of me wants to say that Mac Jones should be in this conversation, especially with Cam Newton having some issues and whatnot lately. I mean, Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence are obviously prime candidates here as well, especially that of Trevor Lawrence. But I think overall that I think you got this right, that Justin Fields is going to be able to come out, have a couple good pieces around him, and be a true dual threat quarterback. But that's not to really downplay any of those other names that we put out there, especially a guy like Trevor Lawrence, who we know is going to start week one.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. I'm a little scared for Trevor Lawrence right now, but
I am too.
I could
That's
go on
another.
about
Yeah,
all these rookie quarterbacks. Just don't sleep on my guy Mac and
I
Cheese.
think. I think all of them have a ton of upside, ton of value, and somebody who I've been a hater of for a long time, Zach Wilson. I'm actually, he's showing a lot of promise. So let's keep an eye on him for sure. But I think for right now, going into your fantasy drafts, I do think Justin Fields holds the most value. A lot of that stems from the fact that this kid runs the ball. He has shown that he runs it in preseason too. I mean, he's got rushing touchdowns. He looks to run sometimes before he even needs to, and he's also shown great touch on his arm, which he did back at Ohio State too. And this guy's a born leader. I think he's already won the locker room. It's more of one of those things where they're just kind of waiting it out until Andy Dalton really screws up. And guess what? They're playing, I think, the Rams week 1 or something. So might happen early, man. I wouldn't necessarily want to throw Justin Fields to the dogs that game, but right after that, let him come in there, let him suit up. I think Trey Lance probably would have been my pick here, but they have a pretty easy schedule to start the season off, kind of playing against Detroit and Philadelphia. And I've got more confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo than Andy Dalton to keep the job, to not mess up. And like you said, San Francisco's got a better team. They're very well built. They could win a Super Bowl this year. I think Jimmy Garoppolo just can't lose. I think when he loses, that's when Trey Lance is going to get his shot. Now, out of training camp, out of preseason, there's been buzz. Trey Lance is now going to maybe play a Taysom Hill type of role for the 49ers. And if he starts to shine, that is going to probably mean Jimmy Garoppolo is going to hit the bench sooner than later.
Sure.
But there's also word on the street. I mean, Justin Fields is going to get basically all the playing time for the preseason game. And if he balls out, man, it is his time, dude. The team is – Chicago's going to demand it. Chicago fans don't want the Red Rocket out there. They want Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's part of what I feel too. With just that, I think there's going to be more pressure on the Bears overall as an organization to put Justin Fields out there. But
the head coach and the GM will lose their jobs by midseason if Justin Fields is not playing, and that's not an overreaction.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say. But I'll leave everyone with this, okay? Strength of schedule, since this is my new thing over the past week or whatever.
Yeah,
I just keep bringing this up. New England Patriots quarterbacks, including our guy, Mac and Cheese, first overall, easiest strength of schedule. Justin Fields, 25th overall, most difficult out of these rookies, okay? Trey Lance, second easiest overall from all fantasy quarterbacks. Zach Wilson in the middle, or kind of in the middle at 17th, so pretty difficult overall. Trevor Lawrence, 10th easiest, so pretty good, place to be if you're Trevor Lawrence, right? And so that's all of them, right? Those are the top guys. So, man, Big Mac, man, first if he gets in there, man.
Yeah, and I think he's going to see the field early. And I think the quarterback position, too, spend a little bit more time on it amongst these rookies when debating it. Because at the end of the day, I think there's a ton of value with all these rookie quarterbacks that you're talking about.
Yeah.
They all basically make our top 24 that we're going to be talking about later. But at the end of the day, if you can wait till the very end of your draft and grab some of these guys and spend all your high capital picks on more important positions, because quarterback, there's just so many that are going to get you around that range. Sure. I will say that the one thing that kind of puts Mac Jones out of the conversation for me, he's got no rushing upside. I like guys like Justin Fields. I like guys like Oh yeah. Okay. You see that belly in that photo, man. Oh my gosh, that boy ain't outrunning Justin Fields. But I want rushing upside, and that's the thing. People don't know that about Zach Wilson. This guy can run the damn ball, dude. So Zach Wilson, somebody that has been rising up my boards, and it is in my top 24 rankings, which is pretty crazy to say.
I look for Mac and Cheese to be the next Justin Herbert, and that's the thought I will leave our viewers and listeners.
Oh my gosh!
Who is your next Justin Herbert?
We'll see.
And
so
who is your next?
We agree with everything but the quarterback, and that's where you're taking Mac
Who is
Jones
your next Tua for this coming fantasy football year? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, we thank you all very much for watching and or listening. Go ahead and smash the like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, let us know in the comments down below. Who is your upcoming, not just quarterback, but running back, receiver, or tight end at the rookie positions that we did not talk about? As always, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You need a little of the catch in your life. You need a little bit.